Hold up, another wave coming. Hit the ground, we're running. You and
Hi. So you guys know I live near Gangnam, and there happens to be a VT store there. And I never was really into VT. I've tried their Vaunt cushion, but I hated it. They're kind of known for their toothpaste because they send all the hot Korean boys on Instagram toothpaste and, the whole sponsored posting. Not really sponsored because I feel like in Korea, the whole culture about sponsored posts on Instagram isn't really a thing. It's more like send free product, just take a picture with it and hashtag and that's it. But anyway, I passed by it like 2 or 3 days ago. I was aware they were having like a collaboration with BTS, but I went into the store and I was like, so what's special about this cushion? They're like, oh no, it's, if you buy this, then you get a poster with BTS. And I was like, out of curiosity, it's because my friend asked, but I want to check for myself. So I went back again. It's still pretty much just a cushion I think they already had.
two pistols gunning you and
It comes with like special packaging. You get like other random stuff with it. So I bought both the cushions because it came in a white version and a black version. And if you buy one of the cushions, you get a poster with it. I bought both, so obviously I got 2 posters. 아이고, 잘생겼다. Oh god, sorry, you have to see my ugly ass face next to these beautiful ones. There's the one, I think this comes with the white one maybe? Oh no, I think it might be random. 아이고, 귀엽다. They're so fucking cute. Also Logan, oh my god, Jin is so good looking. Hate him! But my friend said that Jungkook is really into like cosmetics and like cushions and things, so I was like, support a bitch! Because I bought both cushions, I spent over a certain amount of money, so they also included one of their infamous toothpaste. There's also this VT Sunblock CC Cushion Mini. I tried this on my hand last night, and I think the concept of this is actually really interesting. It's kind of like a oil blotting touch-up cushion, but it's like a sun cushion. There's a little bit of coverage in there. And then there's the Chameleon lip oil, which is just a lip oil. Anyway, getting to the star of the show, the 2 cushions. This is the black one. And here's the white one. I love how in one photo, the photography directors were probably like, alright, pose. But then in the next, they're like, okay, smile. And they're like, That's me whenever I'm doing photos, just because you guys know I never smile in photos. Oh, and they're like, can you like look a little bit more happy? Alright, so when you open it, you get like this little thing that has hand-drawn. I'm assuming they're hand-drawn, like by the members, but these are stickers. Adorable. And on the lid, you get more, I guess, hand drawings. I don't know if it's just me, but this does look like VT fuck to you. Then you get this little slip. And of course here, you've got the actual cushion itself. This is the black one. Really nice, like, it feels really expensive. Actually, how much is this? This was like, I don't remember how much it cost. I'll put the price on the screen. I guess what really sets it apart from their other cushions is that it just comes in this special black and then the white packaging. And then this puff that says VT and BTS. There you get the marbling. And it's interesting because the white one actually looks different, but they're both the same product, so I don't know how that plays into it. Then for the white one, same stuff. You get the stickers. Same stickers, but this one is the white version. Hand drawings with a VT fuck. And then we've got the cushion. You see how it's different? This one's like more orange. Actually, no. The swirls are orange. So they both have like that beige tone to the collagen pact itself, but then you have like the grayish swirls in here, and then you have the orange swirls in here. I really don't know what the difference is, but we'll try both on both sides of my face. So they're both SPF 50 PA+++. The usual UV protection, whitening, wrinkle improvement, triple functional cosmetics. What that means. Premium marble collagen golden ratio. It's a golden ratio mixture with a collagen foundation that improves skin tone and a black collagen essence marble that adds fresh nourishment to the skin. So this is the black one. It helps to recover the skin firm, refined, and radiant. Wrinkle and nutrition skincare for enhancing skin firmness and strengthening the skin barrier as well as skin coverage. We apply the international patent ingredients Aquasil, Pseudo Altramonos, and Algo HA for skincare, and it gives you a more elastic and volumized skin. So I'm assuming it's just supposed to plump up the skin, help any fine lines and wrinkles that are on the surface, and just boost like elasticity, I suppose. This is not a collagen containing product. No. It is upgraded premium collagen containing black truffles, black caviar, black pearl powder, bora sea urchin collagen, ginseng collagen, beta glucan. Alright, take what you will. Alright, so I guess there is a difference. because the white one has a slightly different description. The white one, it covers minor wrinkles as well as fine wrinkles which appear when you make facial expressions. Girl, I knew that shit. It contains adenosine to help wrinkle care. It has a nutrition rich ginseng berry collagen essence that helps to care the skin smooth and volumize. Like, you would think that they'd have one person in the company to help fix, like, make sure it's grammatically. Anyway, BT's exclusive marble formulation provides a high concentration of nutrition to care firm, health, and luminous skin. Red youth berry complex, it contains ingredients derived from the red fruit that symbolize energy, providing nutrition and moisture to the dry skin caused by the lack of firmness, elasticity, blah, blah, blah. They both seem to be good for dry skin and help improve wrinkles, is what I'm assuming. Don't know if the formulas will act differently on the skin, but we will see. Now, this is perfect formula to use with my Aspire silicone puff, but I think obviously I'm going to try it with this one because this is the one that comes with it. Usually with cushions you would just dip in, but that doesn't get anything on the puff, so I'm going to kind of... oh lord. Now this only comes in one shade, so... oh lord, oh, this is definitely going in the center of the face. It smells kind of like, well, it's probably the puff. I think it's the puff. The puff smells like acrylic paint, but the product itself doesn't have a smell. You can really clearly see this line of demarcation. And usually I'll use foundation in the center and kind of spread it outwards so it's thin on the outside. You guys, you need to remember that this has a lot of SPF. I have a bunch of lights on me, so flashback can occur, but in my normal mirror, it seems okay. It's still a little bit light. And the coverage is just like a light medium. It did even out my skin tone quite, pretty well, but you can still see, oh, well, I didn't put that much on me. Put a little bit more. Nope. This is like a light-ish coverage. It's a cream, so I'm assuming you can probably build it up more. But it looks really nice. It smoothed out my pores and the formula feels really solid on the skin. It feels really firming, and it feels really nice and really luminous. I'm really curious to see how it will work on my chin because my chin is quite dry. But by the sound of the description, it seems like it will work really well. So, a little bit more on the pinky side, more neutral, I think. It's definitely more on the neutral side. I really like how it's quite a solid formula, so when it goes on the skin, it's almost like the foam is quite thin, but it's quite firming. It doesn't feel like it's like slipping and sliding around. It feels like, I don't know how to describe it. It doesn't feel tacky, but you definitely feel a little bit of a, like, moisture layer on the skin, but I don't touch my face, so I don't think that really matters to me. It covered my dark circles pretty well, but I just like how thin the formula feels. I thought I was gonna get a ton of product on my face, but with that little bit, I'm pretty happy with how this looks. If it was a day where I didn't want to wear too much, I think this would be absolutely perfect, actually. But it's definitely not full coverage. You can still see some imperfections that I have. I'm gonna try one more time. It helped a little bit. I forgot where it was, like on one of the boxes, but it said something about like, oh, this collaboration aims towards BTS fans in their teens and 20s, both globally and domestically. BTS popped off like overseas first, and I'm surprised they didn't come out with more shades, because you'd think if it was aiming towards their international audience as well, like this would be normal in Korea. Like a lot of foundations tend to come in 1 or 2 shades, so this is not surprising to me. But if it's for fans overseas as well, I'm surprised it only came in like 1 shade. Not surprised though, because that's how Vaunt has always, or not Vaunt, but BT has kind of been. They really only come with like 1 or 2 shades of their foundations. All right, let's try the black version. Yep, this one feels very similar. So the color is pretty much the same. Can't notice any much of a difference with this one. Oh honey, this side is starting to crease though. Not surprised, this is a cream foundation. Yep, same amount of coverage, just kind of like a light to medium coverage. It is buildable to a slightly bit of a stronger medium, but you can see my little acne scarring right here. Cover it, and the more I build it up, the more I'm gonna risk getting like it to cake around my eyes and my fine lines and wrinkles, because I can see it's already setting to my wrinkles under my eyes. I think this would make like a really fantastic everyday foundation. It's not too fussy. Literally, you just dip into the product and you tap on the skin and you build really natural coverage. With some foundations, you have to be a little bit more technical about the way you apply them. But this one was super easy and quick. So I think definitely this would appeal to a lot of like younger people and just people in general that want more natural looking skin, because it has a little bit of a glow to it. It's not too oily looking, which is a look that I kind of like, but I know a lot of people hate that shit. You can see though, it's creasing on my eyes, so this is not a friendly foundation. Like most cream foundations, not friendly for people with like lines and wrinkles, so I would set your makeup. I'm not going to, because I just want to see how it works throughout the day on its own. I don't have anything on my skin other than my skincare, my regular skincare. I am curious though, like, because I said earlier that this would work really well with my Esquire little silicone puff. Let's see if it will do anything getting on there, and because it's a silicone puff and it doesn't absorb product like a sponge, I need not that much. Didn't really do much. I probably can't really tell because I already have foundation on my skin, so it's kind of just like rubbing it off. Not really. Still light coverage. This tells me that the formula is quite translucent, so that you still maintain a bit of like that skin-like look, without it looking too heavy or caking on the skin. So I'm gonna put in more makeup. Yeah, I'll finish the rest of my makeup and I will be right back with you. Alright, I'm back. I just finished doing a review on the new Skin Food Plum Mellow collection, so that will be out soon. But as you can see, I put a lot of makeup on. I did put stuff on my cheek, but it was a cream formula, so I don't think it will affect the way the foundation wears too much. I did, though, put some powder under my eyes and kind of on the sides of my nose and my chin, and like basically like my T-zone along here as well, because that was looking way too moist. And normally on a day where I would only be wearing like the most minimal amount of makeup, I think I'll be totally fine with that. But I had eyeshadow on, of course, and on most days I set my face with powder anyway. The powder was starting to catch onto my face, and it was just like not looking cute, so I did have to touch up a little bit under my eyes. But other than that, it is a really nice glow. But I will have to say, my skin, like, I obviously have like textural issues in the sense that I have like acne scarring, not really like dry flaky bits and things like that, more like pitted skin, that kind of texture. So a glowy foundation like this lends itself to kind of making the skin not look that amazing. From far away, it looks like glowy and pretty, but as you get closer, especially on this 4K camera, you can kind of see it just doesn't make my skin look like say compared to like a matte foundation. That will make my skin look much better compared to this. Now it does give me a really pretty glow and even out my skin, but it kind of like not makes them look worse. It just doesn't make my skin look like wow, smooth and pretty. It just makes my skin look glowy, which in itself is pretty, I guess, but if you have acne scarring like me, it's something to keep in mind, and especially if you have oily skin, it will just make it look worse. In that sense, I was looking at myself in the camera monitor, and I'm just like, it's cute, I guess, but I wouldn't, like, I'm not looking at my skin thinking, oh my god, my skin looks so much, like, smoother and better. It just looks, I mean, it looks better than bare face, but it doesn't look better compared to like if I was using like matte foundation. I was setting my whole face with like smoothing powders and primers and things like that. So currently it is 9:59 a.m. I did apply it more like an hour ago, so it's like was at like 9. But we will try this and see how well, and it's kind of starting to turn gray under my eyes. We'll see how it goes throughout the day. Hi, I'm sitting. You guys know I tend to record videos at my desk over there, and someone thought that this right here was a garage door, but it's just my window. But so it's really early in the morning, so it's probably hard to tell what it looks like on my skin in this lighting, but it looks okay. I really like how it looks on my spots that I got last night. But like, as you can see what I'm saying, how like from far away, maybe you can tell. It's like it looks nice, I guess, but up close, it's just like I just feel like I want to put powder on top of it. If you have really good skin, you're fine. I think you'd be totally okay. But for me, oh my god, this lipstick is looking really red. But for me, on a normal day, I think I would set this. I think it would make a really great base to like using with like concealer and stuff though, because it's so moisturizing and like skincare like that it doesn't feel like cakey on the skin though. So that's a good thing. Hello, it is currently 1:04 p.m. and it's okay. It's still looking quite fresh and dewy. It did the thing where a lot of, I think most foundations tend to do that, or like more dewy-ish foundations tend to do, where I apply it, I have that glow, then there's like that kind of like second hour, between like the 2 and 3 hour mark, my skin almost feels a little bit, not dry, but it's like the skin is like really grabbing and absorbing it, and so it feels like it's more matte almost. You guys saw in the last clip, it wasn't looking as dewy, but I've noticed that that tends to happen with a lot of foundations, but it's like back to like its dewy nature, I guess, even despite me having powdered. I mean, this part of my face is still pretty satin finish. It's not matte because the powder I used didn't super mattify it, but you can see it's still glowy on the outer parts of my face. It did, what is it? Like it was starting creasing under my eyes, but because it's a cream foundation, it was the kind of creasing where I'm able to just like pat it back out. Cream foundations, you can see, there's tend to do that. They can crease, but because they're solid creams or whatever, they're kind of just like being bunched up by the skin. So really you can just pat it back into place. So that's basically what it did. It wasn't like major creasing. It wasn't the kind of creasing that I get with, what was it, like liquid foundation. It was doing that a lot though prior to me setting it with powder. So I didn't really put powder like on the outer corners of my eyes, and that was where it started to do that. But I just lightly patted it with my fingers and it pretty much looked normal again. My chin though, I think she's parting ways with us. Okay, I kind of cheated. I did touch up my chin with the black cushion, and yeah, definitely I could tell that I did lose coverage there. But I noticed if I want to build up, because you know, I kind of like went in and I like lightly tapped it, but that was not doing anything. So I really had to like, not dig, but like get that sponge in there, and I had to like really push into my skin. So I think if you're gonna build coverage, you'd be best to kind of go over lightly with the foundation, just like I did earlier in the beginning of the video. And then if you want to build coverage in certain areas, like really push that cream foundation into the skin. It's 8:56 in the evening. I just woke up from, can you even call 4 hours a nap? I don't know how I feel about this. I kind of like the way it makes my skin look glowy and shit, but around my chin and under my eyes, it is like, it's not caking up or cracking too badly, but it's definitely something I would have to set. On my chin, it completely just rubbed off. And under my, oh, hello, bitch. So if you have fine lines and wrinkles, don't expect it to sit in them cutely. I have to go out for dinner with my friend real quick, so how do I feel about this? I like it, and my friend said that my skin looks really soft and feels really soft, but I am concerned about how it is around like the more lining parts of my face and like my chin and stuff. So I'm gonna try it again tomorrow. I'm gonna have to include it in my regular routine, which does include like, I don't know, maybe primer, and then I'll have like powder, things like that. So usually that's how I have to do it anyway, but alone, it's pretty much acted like how I expect it to be because it is a cream foundation. But I do like how natural it looks. It's natural, but it's not too natural to where I'm like, oh my god, I need to like keep layering it on over and over again just to get any level of coverage. It's really transparent, the formula. Hey guys, so I've been testing out the foundation and I've kind of come to the conclusion that I don't really like it. Can't say I'm surprised though, because I didn't really have a good experience with Avant cushions before. My main issue with this, because I tried it with alone, I've tried it with, you know, my powder, like my regular foundation routine, I've tried it with primer and things. But it just never really seemed to work out. But even just the fact that I kept trying to make it work already told me that I didn't really like this kind of foundation. I just want to like slap it on and be done with it. Now I will say, performance-wise, they're both the same pretty much on my skin. From what I've noticed, they act pretty much the same. The descriptions were like slightly different, but they were still pretty much alluding to the same effects. I do have to double check to see if the ingredients are different, but you know, they act the same. But the main problem though was that texture and consistency was like that of a cream foundation, but it's thin and like the coverage is light like a tinted moisturizer. So it's like a tinted moisturizer that wants to act like a cream foundation. I don't remember how I felt about it on the first day that I tried it, but on the days that I tried it with powder, because it didn't really like work into the skin. So I tried it even with, I used my silicone sponge from Espoir, and that really pushes foundation into the skin. And then I used the regular puff that came with the cushion and kind of like patted a little bit more on top to see if that would do anything, but it didn't really affect it. It still kind of like lifted off my skin at the same time that most foundations that don't work well will lift off my skin. And yeah, I noticed it was kind of just like floating on top of my skin. So when on the days that I wore it with powder, it looked cute, I guess, for a little bit, but then eventually, maybe after 4 or 5 hours in, the foundation kind of lifts off the skin and kind of mixes with the powder, and it just looks like dry and cakey on the skin. On days where I tried it with primer, it was a little bit better. It looks fine, I guess, but it did that thing that some foundations do that I don't like, where let's say you're in like a dry place that has like air conditioning or a heater, it kind of like gets all like dry looking and cakey. But then when you got maybe like in the sun where it's somewhere a little bit more humid, it looks all right. It definitely did last longer, but on any of the days that I tried it, it always seemed to stick into my fine lines like really, really badly. My fine lines like were completely like exposed. Because it's more of a cream foundation, I could easily just like pat it and I wouldn't like be rubbing it off. It's more like I'm just kind of like moving it back into place. But one of the other things is that it's really not transfer proof, even with powder. My friend gave me a kiss on the cheek, and it's funny because a few minutes later I looked and I was like, "Are you okay?" And he was like, "Why?" And I was like, "You look sick." And then I realized, because his lips were like beige, because he looked like he had no life in his face. And then I realized, I was like, "Oh my god, it's the foundation." So he like wiped his mouth, and the foundation was his lips. And then a few days later, when I tried it again with powder, we were joking around about that, and he actually tried to kiss me again. It still came off. So even with whether it's powder, there's primer or whatever, for me it kind of like does not stick well to the skin. It doesn't adhere to the skin at all. And it is one of those foundations that if you touch your face, you're gonna kind of rub it off. For oily skin, I think this would be a disaster. For dry skin, maybe, but only if you don't have like fine lines and wrinkles. Maybe if you have like really good, smooth skin that doesn't really have many problems. And also only if you are really fair. If I wear this, I have to wear my whitening cream on my neck because it's completely, it's not the right match. Even for my friend who's like an NW20 in MAC, he's about a shade or a shade and a half lighter than me, and he has like a pinky undertone, but even on him, it was still rather gray looking. Like, you know, when I'm sitting in front of my lights and like the SPF and the foundation flashes on me, that's the look that we get even in person from this foundation. So do I recommend this? I don't really like it. I don't really recommend it to anybody really, unless again you have really good skin and your skin's more on like the dry, maybe normal side. I mean, you have no fine lines, or if you want to buy it for like the BTS posters, honestly, if Monsta X did that, I would do that, only because I need like everything that has Monsta X's faces on it. So yeah, I don't really enjoy it, unfortunately. I wish I did, but I'm just really curious as to why they would say it's targeted towards like the global audience in their teens and 20s when it only comes in like that shade. Anyway, that was my review on the cushion. Hope you found that useful. I guess I'll see you in my next video. Bye.